Hello and welcome to Jabberjaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler Dynas and Matthew David Smith. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to be
We're
back.
back.
It
We're
is.
back.
Sure
Yes, it
is
is.
hot out.
So hot.
Sure is
So
hot out. Yeah. Oh, man.
So hot.
What's that
Man. How hot
Portlandia
is
meme?
it? Oh, my
I
God.
think it's the heat. Yeah, that Portlandia meme that's going around. It's great.
I actually changed shirts because I was out doing some stuff in the yard, and I was like, God, I'm sweaty. I change. I do want to show my shirt off because I bought this for the No Kings March. And
Yes.
I wasn't able to wear it because I'll tell you about that.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like that.
Unfortunately, he didn't chicken out and he fucking bombed Iran, but whatever. So anyway, that's not great.
We just have a
Jumping
little
right
bit of,
in.
we just have a little bit of fun, like just a little bit of fun with a cute little, and now we're involved in another foreign war. It's actually a dumber reason than we got into the Iraq war, but it's close.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
I was
Holy
talking about.
Lord.
Get into that.
I was talking about my MAGA. I was talking with my MAGA friend about the bombing. He brought it up. I would never bring up anything like this, and he was like, "Well, he's so much smarter than George Bush Jr. or Bush Jr. Because like I hated Dick Cheney and blah blah blah." I'm like, "You're full MAGA now. I don't understand how you can delineate between the two. Like what happened to you, buddy?" But anyway,
Ugh,
I just killed it immediately and went to a different topic. But
Probably good. Yeah.
it's
that's
okay.
how I deal with my maggot friends. So,
Maggot friends.
yeah, which they would hate if they heard that I called them that.
I've never heard that, but that's great.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's fair. How are you guys doing?
Good.
No,
It's been a minute. So I
Yeah,
feel
it has
like
been a
we've all
while.
done stuff and have
Yes.
had stuff done to us, like Tyson.
to be fair, this is my fault. This a lot of times like I can the reason we haven't had an episode in a while is it's squarely on my shoulders. So yeah. So you want to talk about it? It's goofy.
Yes, let's talk about it.
All right, let me just do this real fast.
Yeah, show everyone that eyeball.
Mm.
It
Look
looks
at
good,
that normal
actually.
looking eyeball.
Yeah, it
does
looks
look
way
quite
better
nice.
than it did. Yeah. So 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, and we're taping this on a Tuesday, so almost 2 weeks ago, I was at my computer looking for work, and uh, my eye just did this weird thing, and then there was just hundreds of floaters everywhere, and I was like, that's odd. But as you guys know, I've had you know cataract surgery in both eyes, so I was just like, that's very weird. And then but I couldn't verbalize what was happening, and so the next morning, I woke up and I was lying in bed, and I was like, okay, I think I get it now. Like the top third of my left eye is black. So
So crazy.
I was like, so I was like, I don't know. So I called my eye guy. Eye guy. I'm sure you'd love that. He's a doctor.
You got an eye
I got a
guy.
guy.
I got an eye guy. I got a guy for that. These eyes, they're not great. I got a guy for it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. I called my eye guy and I said, look, I don't know what's going on, but like, and I was talking to a receptionist and I was like, but basically like this has happened and I don't know if that's bad or what. And she's like, I don't know. Let me read something real fast. And then she put me on hold for like 5 minutes and she's like, can you come in right now? And I'm like, yeah, I can.
Sure.
And so I got there and the guy who did the surgery on me came in and he looked at me and blah 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 and he's like hey he's like I was like, so is it a cataract thing? He's like, no, this is something else. He's like, you have a tear in your retina and we need to send you to another doctor immediately. So basically I sat in the little room for like 30 minutes while they called around to every other place to see who could see me immediately. And 45 minutes later, this does not happen in medical worlds unless it's like so
Yeah.
this never happens. I was super impressed. And so 45 minutes later, I was seeing another doctor who was a retina guy, and he was like, yeah, your retina's detaching. There's a tear. It's at like
Oh,
5 o'clock on the
God.
left side. And he's like, I was like, well, I understand that there's some sort of level of, like expediency. And he's like, yeah, you're having surgery tomorrow at 7 a.m. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. So anyway, so went in the next day at 6 o'clock. they do this crazy thing where like they put a needle through this part, a needle through this part, and then they basically block the nerve behind the eye because you have to be awake while they do
Whoa.
this.
Oh God.
But while they do that, they do knock you out while they do that part. So they knock
Okay.
you out for like 5 minutes because that's what it takes apparently. And
Yeah.
so like like so I woke up and it's the propanol thing, the Michael Jackson killing drug, where they snaps you out. I don't know if you had a colonoscopy recently, Dawson. You should think about it anyway.
I mean,
But
I know I'm getting up there. I'm turning
well,
freaking 42 in a couple weeks. So yeah.
it's all those tacos, sweetie. But anyway, but it is so like so yeah, so like I'm sure I've told you this before, but I always do a bit when they give me that stuff because it knocks you out in like 3 seconds, which is why Michael Jackson took it. You don't need to go to sleep. And so I always have them tell me exactly when they give to me, and I go, okay. I said, here, I need to tell you, the money is hidden in my house behind, and then I pass out. So it's like it's just this bit that I do every time we do this thing. Anyway, so they did that.
I
I
love
woke.
that you've had so much surgery this year that you have now
Yeah.
developed a bit.
I have, yeah, I
Yeah,
have. Yeah. Uh,
it's had repeat audiences. He's gotten to
it is.
try it out on multiple audiences, which
I
is
can't. And the and
wow.
this time it happened. They were like, "Oh, it's going to be like 20 seconds and not immediately." And I go, "Oh." I said, "Okay, well, the money is hidden under a big W." And they're like, "Ooh, I like this game. Tell me more." And I'm like, it's not a man-made W. I need to tell you that, but I can't give you too many specifics because so if you're looking at a Whataburger, it's not there, But and then I passed out. So
Tyson, those poor, poor bastard.
oh, I don't know. Like one of the Beth told me that like one of the girls that administered it, she was just fascinated with me. She was like, "What a weird
I
human."
bet. Was she taking notes over there? She's
She
like a
just
little
well,
millennial, and she's like, "This guy just told us about this treasure map." And
Beth was like, she just stared at you like you were a weird, you know, odd person. And I'm like, I am, man. It's fair. Anyway, so so you're awake. And what they do is they take all the, okay, so what they do is they take all the humor, vitreous humor, out of your eyeball, which is the water. So
yes.
they drain all that, and then they take a laser, and then they reattach where the tear is, and reattach the retina to the back of the eyeball. And
Oof.
then after that, they put in, and this varies, but I'll get into that in a second. They put in a bubble of gas. And so the reason they put in a bubble of gas is because if there's liquid in there, the laser won't take, the tear won't fix, blah blah blah. So they put in this bubble of gas. It's like 90%. Like so because your eyeball works backwards, right? So like it's upside down. Uh, you guys got a very confusing, weird high text about this the other night. But anyway, but like, you-
We've
but
gotten
anyway,
quite a few of those lately.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so anyway, so the weird thing is like the air bubble floats to the top, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but then there's like 10% of water. But the way I see it is the water's up here at the top and the air bubbles down here because the eyes, that's how eyes work. And
Right.
so, anyway, so for 10 days, I had to lay on my right side at like a 30-degree angle. So the bubble gave it the space to basically heal. But I had to stay on the side. And if you don't do it, you have to do it immediately again. So like if you don't, so I mean,
Jesus Christ.
Beth
So,
was on me, you know.
oh, I bet. Uh, that's
I
where
bought
those project management skills come in real
I,
handy.
was like, yeah, I bought a cot for downstairs so I could play a video game golf on my side.
What was the cause of the tear? Did they
Uh,
determine that?
Yeah.
yeah, no, just shit eyeballs. I mean, you guys know. I mean, like like I just there. So what happened was when they put in. This doesn't always happen, but it does happen sometimes. When they put in new lenses for like cataracts and whatever,
Yeah.
they do stretch that retina a little bit. It just in a thing.
Oh,
And so
okay.
sometimes what happens is you get a tear. That's not
Got
a,
it.
that's not a it's not a correlation necessarily, but it does seem to happen. So
Okay.
anyway,
They put like a new engine in like a '74 Nova, basically, and that's kind
right,
of what happened.
right. That is essentially correct. Yeah. So like he was like, "Look, your eyes were obviously terrible. I can tell by just looking at them." And he's like, "This is the new guy."
Jesus Christ. Thanks, Doc.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's tough.
That's just, hey, look, he's not telling me anything I don't know. And so he's like, and so he's like,
You have the worst eyes I've ever seen.
he's like, you have 80-year-old man eyeballs and a somewhat old body. But anyway, so like, so we did that, laid on the side, went back. Um, one of the things I had issue with is that uh, the pressure in the eyeball, because of the air bubbles there, fluctuates greatly, and it was really hurting. Like it was really hurting, and so we went and saw them. Ran into some guy who was the chaplain of the Kansas City Chiefs for years and years. That was fun.
Yeah, that's a
Casey
wild story.
Carey. Yeah, I'll say that for another time. I didn't tell you guys. His son is now the chaplain for the Kansas City Chiefs. Weirdly enough.
Oh,
And he
nice.
and he worked with this is from my father. He worked with Landry, Tom Landry, and so I asked him about what that was like. I was like, did he wear the hat the whole time?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, no. He's like, just and I was like, did he ever let you wear the hat? He's like, no. Anyway, so well, I mean, these are. When am I gonna get a chance to talk to somebody who worked with Tom
Hey, you
Landry?
have to take advantage of the situation,
That's
That's
true. That's
So,
true.
good for
and
you.
That's
he
true.
started talking to us, and then he figured out that I knew who he was. He's like, "How do you know that I worked with him?" I was like, "You said your name when you were talking to them over there, and that you worked with football players." So I Googled you. He's like, "That is very sneaky," and I'm like, and this guy's a chaplain, and he's like the head of the Father Institute of America. I'm a really nice guy, but it was kind of funny. Anyway, doesn't matter. So um, it's just a weird random thing. So anyway, so went back on Friday, last Friday. He said that I did a good job and it's healing and it should be fine, but it could detach again. So be careful, and don't read a book. Don't read a book for a while. Like it's just,
Don't read.
yeah,
Okay.
don't read. He's like, you can look at your
I know.
phone. Don't sit there
It's
and
like,
read a novel.
it's like, yeah.
So
That's the pandemic America is ready for right there. So, whatever you do, don't read a book.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Catcher in the Rye, you could kill yourself. Uh, uh, so anyway, so it was just a weird whole thing. It was a very odd, weird, quick kind of thing. So anyway, I'm going back to my other doctor tomorrow. They called and I was like, "Do I need to go?" And they're like, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we came in and we had to look at it." And I was like, okay, that's fair. So anyway, that's why we haven't had an episode in a while. I had to lay on the right side, and I didn't want to. Although I did think about suggesting it, doing a a horizontal podcast from my side, just for fun. But I decided not to. I
Missed
decided not.
Next time.
opportunity.
Next
I
time.
Yeah.
decided not to even push it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's the weird stuff that's going on. The other weird thing that happened to me was a guy came and cleaned our gutters, and the dog got out and went out in the yard, and the other guy came out, and he's like, whatever, everybody loves Newfoundlands, and so he, he's like, I. I don't know how we got it, but it turns out he lived in Waukene, and now his
Mhm.
dad lives in Waukene. His name's
Oh,
Jason.
wow.
Jason's
Yeah.
Wagner. So dad, I don't know if you know Jason Wagner's dad, but anyway, it's kind of a weird Waukene. What those Western Kansas moments you get sometimes where you're just like, oh, you know where Waukene is, you know where Hayes
Yes,
is,
absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens
yeah,
a lot
it does,
Yeah.
randomly.
yeah. So that was kind of fun too. I thought that was kind of
Yeah,
neat. Anyway,
it's nice.
that's what's been going on with
Do you
me.
guys call
Weird.
yourselves Joaquiners?
No, we don't actually have a name. We don't.
Can I call you Joaquiners?
You can.
Okay. Or Joaquinis?
I had to look up this week for some reason. Yeah, Waukeni's is fine.
Okay. Is that the
Wakanini.
preference?
I
Okay.
think
Joaquininis?
I heard somebody call us Wakaninis once, but I don't know if that was good or bad. Um, I did find out
Some
that there's.
people refer to Hayes people as Haitians. I don't know if I
Yes.
like that,
Yes.
but
Oh, I've never heard that. That's
Yes.
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Haitians. Yeah.
Mhm.
Haitians.
Haitians.
I don't
Mhm.
know why I had to look this up. It was probably a job related search, but there is no plural for Kansans. Like, so, like if you're from Kansas, you're Kansan,
Mm-hmm.
but that is singular and plural. There's no
like
Kansans.
Minnesotans or
Yes.
Right.
Missourians.
Right.
Missourians, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting.
That is
Didn't think of
interesting.
that. Yeah.
Nope. Afterthought.
Yeah.
I don't
Womp
know.
womp.
Yeah, oh, we need a bird.
It's been a rich
Meadowlark.
couple. It's been a rich couple
Look at
weeks
the
of.
meadowlark.
It's been a
The
rich
fox
couple weeks of
turtle. Yeah,
Google.
man. Multiple Kansans.
So many Kansans.
Let
Oh,
me
I
I
think
love
we
it.
should.
one
Yeah.
more weird thing. So, like, you guys, grew up in Hays, Kansas, right? And do you
Yes, of
remember what a
course.
big deal it was for us to learn about the state of Kansas in grade school? Like
It was the biggest deal. That's one of
Yeah.
honestly the biggest takeaways from my elementary school experience was
yeah,
Kansas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
every year there'd be a week. Usually, you'd learn about the flower, the bird, the highest elevation, blah blah blah, and then you'd inevitably make a poster for conservation.
Yes.
And so, like, that is not normal. I have been asking around. Like, that doesn't
Really?
happen in
Other
Missouri.
states don't do that?
They do not.
Wow.
So, I mean, I think that's kind of cool.
Well, we are the heart of America. I mean,
That's true. That's true.
Also, those teachers need a week where they can just check out. So,
That's
like, I
true.
think that's
teachers really need months
yeah.
anymore. So, yeah, more than the summer months. Yeah,
And
I agree.
I hope this is sort of a wonder, but I hope this happens. It's like, when a teacher's like on their way out and they're like teaching young kids, I hope they just like take a week just to make up complete nonsense bullshit. Just lay
Yes.
it out there. Just
Yes.
put it in their little minds. And then like when they're 27 and they're
Plant the
talking on the
bullshit seeds.
couch
Yep.
about something,
Yeah.
they're
No, I
like,
think that's a
wait a
good.
minute.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think we would all do that if we were in the position,
I
right?
think we would
For
do that,
sure.
which is probably
Yeah.
why we're not in the education field.
Probably right.
But
Or
I
have
think that's a good
kids.
idea. Or have children. Or
Yeah.
have children. Yeah. Yeah, kids you could just do that with the whole time. Like imagine
Oh,
like
oh
from
my God. My poor
oh
kids
my
would
god.
have just pretzel brains. It would be like,
Yeah.
Mom is, I don't know what she's talking about today, but I don't believe it. Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I think if you were to homeschool like from K through like 12, and then like on graduation just be gotcha. That ultimate joke right there. Ultimate prank. The sad thing is homeschooling is not too far removed from that very nonsense. So
Yeah, you're
That
right.
is
Yeah, yeah.
true. That is
yeah.
true.
So
I remember
Those poor kids.
when I was in third grade, I did a little. We had this stupid thing about uh, had to we had to report on a story on an animal, and I used the seahorse,
Oh,
and my teacher says those aren't real. Those aren't. That's not a real thing. That's a mythology thing. And I was like,
what?
okay. Well, I was like, I got this little card from fucking Wildlife Express at home. It shows, and I took it in, and she's like, "Nah, it's not real." I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, like, so,
Like,
so
wasn't screwing with you, was
no,
legitimately like, okay,
no,
wow.
like, yeah, no. She just
That's
didn't.
sad. That makes
She,
me sad.
she didn't buy it. I was like, I know you're teaching third grade, and I get that, but like, I mean, come on. So,
it's like,
what have you guys been up to? Sorry, I've been talking a lot.
okay, you had a lot more happen to you.
Yes, yes, you
Yeah,
have.
yeah, yeah. Post-op fun time. Episode
Yay.
7, I think. Yeah,
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 something like that. What a way to start the summer.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, no kidding. Oh
Eh,
man,
Jesus Christ.
whatever. At least I went in the next day. Jesus Christ, like,
That's
because
that's true. At
true.
least they
They
got
got
you
it
in.
done very quickly, and
yeah,
we're
because
all happy for
if I
that.
would have
Yeah.
sat on it and been like, it's probably nothing, like I would have
That's true.
probably lost eyesight in this eye.
If
Yeah.
you were
Ugh.
Canadian, that may have killed the podcast.
That's
So
true. Maybe.
God bless America.
God bless
Yeah.
America. If you have enough money and you've met your deductible, you'll get the care that you need.
I need to get a tiny American flag I can wave randomly when someone is just so patriotic on
Tiniest,
the show.
Oh,
tiniest
Yeah.
American flag.
I'm bringing that up. I'm gonna put it right next to the thing. So for the next one.
I like that.
Set up a little fan so it waves in the background. Yeah. All kinds of ideas. Smith, what have you been up to? What's
Oh
been
my
going
god,
on? So
so
many
much,
things.
so much. We went on our annual cabin trip with some friends a
Nice.
couple weeks ago. We go to this place called the One in a Million Cabin. It's just kind of out in the middle of nowhere in Indiana, and has like a 8-acre lake.
Is
So
this
we
the
just go out
haunted?
with our
Is this the haunted cabin?
This is not haunted.
Okay,
No,
okay,
no.
okay.
To my knowledge, it is not haunted. It is no, but it does have leeches in the lake,
Oh
which we found
God.
out. Yes, they were some leeches. Kids not phased by it whatsoever. So say what you
Nah.
will about children these days, but man, they were back in there. Like it was great. But no, it was great time. We always have a fun time. There's kayaks, and so we just kind of tool around with the kayaks and watch the kids
Shit.
swim.
Yeah.
Howie swam his ass off. Dog loves water.
Good.
So Howie was out there paddling along. Yeah, really good time. We went to see Rick Springfield
Yes.
Hey.
Hell
for the
yeah.
second time. That man, my God, he is. I want to say he said he was 70, about to celebrate his 76th birthday, and the dude rocks pretty hard
Yeah.
for a
Fuck yeah.
senior
Yeah,
citizen. Like
Rick.
he's yeah. So it's them. It was Wang Chung,
Oh
which I've
wow.
also seen twice.
Cool.
John Waite
Oh.
and Paul. Yeah,
Wow.
John Waite. Yeah, and Paul Young. So
Yeah.
it was a
I
smorgasbord of
I
Very
mean,
much so.
I would kill to see John Waite. I mean, I don't know what it is about his singles from the '80s. They just resonate with me. Like they just do. Sunglasses at Night
he.
changed my life. No,
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
not
jam.
kidding. I really like that song.
It's a great song.
It
Yeah.
is. It's a great song. Yeah. And he's so
Fucking
mad.
love it.
I don't know if you've ever seen the video. He's banging up a payphone. It's just perfect.
For
I
Anyway,
don't
which
know if I
video?
have seen the music video.
the video for Sunglasses at Night.
Oh, that's
Uh,
actually not John Waite. That's Corey Hart.
oh damn it! Well, I
Um,
wish
I
I'd
thought
never.
that was John. Why am I?
thought
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
go along
you're
with the
right,
lie
Smith.
for a
You're
while.
right.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
okay.
sure if I should go along with the misinformation
No,
or
no,
keep it going.
we don't
No,
need to.
we like to fact
Okay,
check
good.
here at
All right,
That's
good.
right.
Jabberjaw.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I never was sure if I made the right call there, but yeah, no. John Waite was like in
Is
like
that
bad
missing
English,
you?
I think, and
Was
like
is it
missing you. Yes, missing
missing
you.
you? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, uh, yeah, it was. We were like amongst like the youngest people in the crowd, which is an increasing rarity. At some point, that's never like it won't be possible. But no, it was lots of geriatric
Enjoy it
level
while it
energy.
lasts. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
absolutely,
good.
absolutely. So no, it was good. He's awesome. He does this thing. Not to ruin it if you're gonna go see the Springfield, but he climbs on the chairs in the audience, so he gets out there and he just like walks like the chairs and the yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit. I've seen that one other time. That was actually the first show I went to in New York, and it was at the Beacon Theater. And I'm trying to think of the band. But
I,
anyway, Springfield doing that was Rick Springfield doing it?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, he does it. I don't know if he was the only one,
Unreal.
but like yeah,
Wow.
it was a guy, guy
It's
did
a
a
little
lot of like
concerning at his age,
well,
but
there is like
whatever.
a shocking amount of popular songs. Like it's got like
yeah.
Oh
more
yeah,
than you
no,
Yeah.
no, no.
realize.
He's
Yeah,
got him. Yeah, he's got him. Yeah.
yeah.
like I saw that numbnuts from Spin Doctors do that once. The stepping across the chairs at
No,
like
I don't know that I know any of the Spin Doctors' names.
I know
I just know that there's one that Glassman knows
there's
because her
there,
friend is dating him.
this if I
man,
And
remember
she
yeah,
correctly.
now calls them the spins to be
Oh,
cool.
that is cool. That is
I think
cool.
Isn't it
I
cool?
Uh,
think
Yeah.
aren't
I
those
know some of.
doctors like old enough to retire by now? Like, come on, they're
They're
getting up
getting
there,
up
aren't
there.
they?
I saw
Yeah,
them for free a couple years ago here in Lafayette, and yeah, they're getting way up there.
I saw. Yeah, I think I know some of their names. There's Numbnuts. He's the singer. There's
Yes,
fucking bass player. He's the bass player.
that's the one that Glassman knows.
Is that the one that Glassman knows?
Yeah,
I thought she
yeah.
knew the drummer.
No, not the drummer. It's a bass player.
So I was at my acupuncture place. This is just a weird spin doctor tangent. And he's like, what do you do with your CDs? Because he thinks we're from the same generation. I don't. He's 10 years older than I am. I don't understand. But anyway, doesn't matter. And he goes, he's like, what do you do with your CDs? I was like, well, I got rid of some of them, but my friend Matt said that if you get rid of your CDs, you're getting rid of your memories. He's like, well, I don't listen to them, but I don't want to get rid of my memories. He's like, but I had all the classics. He said I had Pink Floyd, AC/DC, and Spin Doctors. And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What now?" And so
Uh,
I immediately was like,
beautiful, misguided person. Yeah.
I immediately was like, I should reach out to Glassman and see if I can get him something signed by the Spin Doctors.
Dude,
It
you
would
could. Yes, you
it would
could
You
make
should.
definitely
his
do
it
that.
would
You
make
Yeah.
should.
his day, like if
You
I
Yeah.
got
should. Right. It's on the level of like having Angus Young sign something, apparently.
it's to
So
him, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I was like, he's like all the classics, and I was just like,
All
oh,
the
there you go.
three.
Sure.
So,
The
Oh
so
holy
God.
trinity of butt rock. Yeah.
so I may play the card. I may ask. I was like, I'll pay for the record or the CD or whatever. I was like, I think he would really like it for some reason. I
I
have
think
no.
you would. That's awfully nice of you to like.
I was
Yeah.
like, I
That
don't know.
is
I
nice.
mean, I don't know if any other his mostly Korean, clientele knows somebody who knows the Spin Doctor. So I was like, maybe I might.
Well, they are playing Wild West Fest this year, and I did get tickets,
You
and I
did
will
get
be going
tickets.
with my
Very
family.
nice.
Yeah, so if they do a signing afterwards,
Okay.
if you want to send me a CD, I'll see if they'll sign it.
Oh no, you buy the vinyl. What? Come on, let's hook this guy up.
No,
I'll pay
I
for it.
want more bands to sign CDs, so they give you that look like.
Really?
Okay, really? All right. Although something tells me Spin Doctors may be selling CDs, so you never know. We'll see. I can play
That's
it by ear. Yeah,
but I can.
It was a CD that allowed those guys to buy a house at some point. So yeah,
that's
That's
true.
right.
That's a good
let's
point.
not worry
Yeah,
too much yet.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was literally. I can tell you that was the worst show I've ever seen. Like literally, the Spin Doctors. It was so bad. I was so mad. Anyway,
Well, I can tell you it was the best free show I've ever seen.
I think probably what happened was so the thing, and maybe I'm exaggerating this in my mind, but I did remember looking at my watch constantly. The singer came out and he did. Oh no, sorry. The drummer did 15 minutes of just by himself. Then the bass player came out and did 15 minutes of by himself. Then the guitar player came out and did. Okay,
Uh,
they're all competent musicians. Whatever, it's very
Yeah.
fucking Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
But then the singer came out and scatted for 15 minutes
oh dear
while
Lord, no.
Fantastic.
while
Oh,
Yeah.
walking around the audience, doing that thing on the chairs, and I was like,
uh,
"This is the worst." I was like, "Cracker open, gin blossoms open," and then I'm
oh,
like, "This is what's left." I was like, "You guys want to go home?" I'm
oh,
like,
oh
"This is
dear.
terrible." And they had 3 songs that I like, and they played Jimmy Olsen's Blues,
Hey, Two
and
Princes is one of my favorite songs ever, and not just because it's on So I Married an Axe Murderer soundtrack, but
well, they
that
played
is
that
a big reason.
they played that third, and Jimmy Olsen's Blues is my favorite song by them, and that was first. And so after 3 songs, I was like, "Oh fuck, what are we gonna do for the rest of this time?"
What are we gonna do with the
Anyway, what have you been up to, Dawson?
Uh what have I been up to? I went on a Golden Girls
You did,
weekend
that's
with
right.
some high school friends at our friend Casey's pool. This is the second one that we've done. And it was super fun. Love hanging out with those two. And then went and saw a block party at
Oh yeah.
Red Rocks, and Blonde Redhead opened up for them because Metric dropped out,
Yeah, that
which,
Ooh.
sucks.
yeah,
That does suck.
it does suck. I have seen Metric before, and they were great, but I had not seen Blonde Redhead, and they were fucking phenomenal. I know I was like basically live casting the show to you guys slightly to get under Tyson's skin, not gonna lie. But fucking A, they're amazing. If you get the chance, everyone should see Blonde Redhead. That was an incredible show. And there was also a band from New York that opened up for Blonde Redhead called Family Dinner. And the lead singer reminded me of Glassman's ex-girlfriend, Francesca Piazza.
Holy shit!
She came out there, pulled the cork out of a wine bottle, and just started chugging wine. And then she was like, "Light them up with me," and started lighting up this giant blunt. I shit you not, it was like this long. And she is just a hot mess express. And then on the monitors, they started flashing, "Do not smoke in general admission area." Oh, they
Damn the
captured my
man.
heart. I know. They were like, "Fuck this." They were super fun to watch. So that was a great show. However, Block Party was just like
That's what you
the
said. Yeah, it's too bad.
yeah. They got a new drummer, and she is just all right. I think she was nervous. The tempo was like really fast. And at first, like I kind of noticed it, and then Jonas said something, and then the second song, I mean, you could not pay attention to anything
Ooh,
else other than the
oh,
drummer.
that's bad.
And it just went like that the whole show. And even the guys in the band were just like, look, you know, when you can tell the band is like, yo, like get on our level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. So,
And then,
Well-
Tyson, that must be like the terrible irony of being a drummer is that like
right?
nobody really notices until it sucks.
Until it's bad.
Yeah,
Until,
Like,
exactly.
until you're like,
Ugh.
oh, that's not right. And then it's
Yeah.
very easy to tell. You know, you're like,
Super obvious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, they only have the singer and the guitar player. There's only two people left in the band, I think.
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
the end.
the OGs, but yeah, it was a little sad. It was a little sad.
That's too
Well,
bad.
I mean, I don't know. I had a friend who went and saw them like on their second tour, and he said they weren't very good, and they still had the original thing. Now, if you look up their appearance on Conan O'Brien from back in the day, Late Night with Conan
Which I
O'Brien,
did, and it's amazing.
it
Yeah.
is absolutely
So
amazing.
fucking good. Yeah.
It's so good. Like that's where you want. That's the
Yeah.
show that I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
go
yeah.
see. You know.
Yeah. And
But
Silent Alarm is a great album. It's like
it
one
is.
of the best albums that's ever been put out there, in my personal opinion. But it was a little sad. It was a little sad.
That's too
Well,
bad.
and to be fair, like they played Crosses on the radio the other day, and I was in the car with Beth. I was like, this is the only band I've ever experienced where their first record was by far their best record, and everything after that record is just progressively worse. I was like,
Yeah.
the second record, tolerable, got some like Hunting for Witches,
Decent. Yeah.
decent, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse.
I
Yeah.
know.
I will say
know.
that guitar player has his own side project, and it's kind of a mix of EDM and guitar, and
Oh,
that is definitely worth
I'll
checking
check
out
that out. Okay.
because he's writing the same kind of guitar riffs. He's just using some EDM background for that, so you get that flavor of early stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm sure you can find it. But that's worth checking out in and of itself.
Okay. Yeah, I would check that out. That also reminds me of this TikTok sidebar on the show. I don't care. There's this guy who's an older gentleman. I think he's somewhere in like Great Britain, but he is a DJ in his backyard, and he'll just like blaze house music. And he does all this like crazy shit with his hands, and it is just loud. And you see like people peeking over the fence, or one of the videos, there was like an arm that was like, you could almost tell this person was like, shut the fuck up. And this guy just will not stop raving. It's the best. It makes my heart happy. Those TikToks will be sent to you in the
Okay.
next couple days.
Yeah, it reminds me of like that scene from Shaun of the Dead where like he's DJing in the backyard.
Yes, it is like that. It's totally like that. Yeah, sans zombies. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Well, I feel like it's been really busy summer so far, and it's gonna get busier. So
It's
that's
like
always good.
almost July. This is how summer goes. Like it's
Yeah,
almost
exactly, dude.
like
Yeah,
it's like it just happens.
I
It's like
know.
I don't know.
We were
Kind of
gonna
bums me out a
go.
little bit.
I can't because of this eye bubble. We had to cancel our vacation plans because you can't go on a plane with a bubble in your head.
That's true.
They don't know what
That
to do.
sucks, Tice.
And then they do this thing where they're like, you could drive in theory, but you have to track your elevation, and then you have to add drops every hour to counteract the elevation. And I was like, I'm not doing any of that.
Not worth it. Yeah.
But there was another option because he was like, well, people in Colorado, if they come down to Denver and they live up in the mountains, they put oil in your eye instead of gas. So that way there's no problem with that kind of stuff. But the problem with that is that you have to have a second surgery to get it removed. And I was just like, I've already had
Fuck that.
so many eye surgeries.
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
and because we're going to Baltimore and DC, and we are going to do the White House tour, but that's been canceled. I assume because he's not great. Beth boycotted it. She's like, I'm not going. It would ruin the White House for me. I'm like, and I was like, he's not going to be there. He'll be playing golf. It would be Monday. He'll be gone.
He will. Guaranteed. Yeah.
But she was like, no. But then they canceled it anyway. Props to Jerry Moran for hooking us up with the White House tour and the Capitol tour. But the Capitol tour is still on. This is so funny. Jerry Moran is off.
Let's just give some light props to Jerry Moran. Okay.
Let's
Let's give like a
let's give the reach around further. Yeah,
I just think this is so funny. Like you can't go If you go to the Capitol tour, you can't take any like bags or purses or whatever with you. And so uh, Lynette, I'm not sure what her name is, his wife.
I think you were on the right track. No,
It is. It's. Hold on. It's not like a
oh,
real
come
name.
on.
It's like a
Yeah,
It's
made up.
not a real name.
yeah, it's not. It's like it's
Yeah.
like
Oh my God, what is
Oh,
it?
hold
Does
on.
it start with an R?
well, there's like Edda.
Abba.
Abba,
No, it's not
Mamma
Abba.
Mia,
It's
uh,
God damn it.
Rabba. It's Rabba.
Rabba. I knew I had the Abba. Just
Good
So
go
like
job.
Abba.
That's
Yeah.
teamwork,
good work,
everyone.
good work, guys.
Yeah.
But so the thing is, though, she was like, "Well, you can't take any of your stuff." She's like, "But you could go to Jerry's office and just leave your stuff there." And
Ah,
so
very
that made
nice.
me think that like he has a little cubby hole in his office in this
God, I
Capitol.
hope so.
It's just like where people could come in and put their stuff and then be like, "Okay." Anyway, but we're not doing that because Beth and I are not doing that. But everybody else is going, so that's fine. So that's good. But yeah, like this. I didn't want to. I just didn't want to. I don't know. I just didn't want to. What I haven't told you guys about this weird side effect thing is, so there's this glass bubble, right? Glass bubble. That's not true. It's an air bubble in my left eye, and what it's like is that it's completely blurry and fuzzy. And so, like, if I shake my head like this, it wiggles. And what it's like is if you put if you put like goggles on, when you're
Uh-huh.
swimming, and you
Yeah.
look up through the top of the water, and everything's wavy. That's what it's like.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And it's also like about that much closer if I just use this eye as opposed to my right eye. So it's a weird experience. So
Jesus.
I highly recommend that everyone not have to have this done. So there you go.
Writing that on my to-do not list ever. Sorry, Tice.
Hey, look, I hope you don't.
Hopefully this is the last surgery for a long time. Let's put those vibes out there.
There you go. You guys have great teeth, great eyes, great spines. It's very irritating to be the runt of this group.
Whatever. Listen, you know what we're going to do? One thing I forgot to mention that I've been doing lately is learning tarot and doing some tarot readings. So I suggest in the next couple weeks, I do a little reading for you
That would be
Oh,
great.
for
That's good. That's good
the
podcast
future.
fodder.
Yeah.
That's good podcast
I missed
fodder.
that.
You know what? Actually, the next podcast, I will do readings for both of you guys.
That
I
would be
think that
great.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, I do
Awesome.
too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. We're gonna
Perfect.
find
Done
out
and
our
done.
destiny live on the air, and that's how I feel about
Live
that.
2 days later on
Live,
YouTube.
well,
And
Well, I say live just because I know that we would never take the time to edit it, even if it was a lot of me crying, and so like, nope, it's going out. You
who
guys
wants
know
to
the
do
rules.
that? Not any of us,
Absolutely not
apparently.
us. No,
Yes.
no.
No. No. No. No. Someone else,
That's for
perhaps.
other kids do that for us, but
That's
not
right.
Yes.
us.
Yeah. No. 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 We're very busy with watching things and listening to things.
Trying to
Absolutely,
decide whether to
absolutely,
plug or unplug.
Yes.
It's a
absolutely,
burden.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
The dilemma. Do you
Such
guys
is
want to
my
do some
existence.
headlines?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Headline of the past 2 weeks.
I had to lay on my site for fucking ever. So I have a bunch of stuff. Sorry. I, like literally,
Constant news scroll. Yeah.
I'm so much so I committed to locking the iPhone so it wouldn't turn. Anyway, um, so this is kind of a strange. This is from New York. Dr. Phil brought a camera crew to the LA ice raids. So that's whatever. That's Dr. Phil. I get that. But there's this part in this article that just made me like fucking infuriated and weird. I mean, I had a lot of complex emotions. So anyway, this is from the article. The TV shrink's involvement is just another example of the Trump administration's apparent obsession with capturing reality TV-style content of its violent immigration enforcement. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who staged photo ops while conducting ICE raids in New York and later visiting an El Salvador prison full of deported migrants. By the way, I don't know if we've talked about that. That's awful, but it also made it look like she was in a fucking rap video with everybody in those white outfits.
Ugh.
Anyway, she is reportedly mulling over a dystopian reality TV competition in which undocumented immigrants fight for the chance to be granted citizenship.
Ugh.
That is a real thing. So anyway, I was just like, you are kidding me.
Fuck right off.
Uh,
Seriously.
Christy Nome, one of our best and brightest.
Yeah.
On more awesome news, this is from National Geographic. We've never seen this rare squid alive in the wild until now. Hey, it's Squid News, brought to you by
Hey.
Uh, so, anyway, they found this squid. It's about 3 feet long. They've never seen one live before, and they actually found it completely by accident. It's about, yeah, I said 3 feet long. The name of it is called a what's it called? You know what? It's got a great name. I don't know what it's called. AUT squid is what it's called, and I'm just gonna. They found it by accident because they had to move stuff because of ice, and then because they're doing this at the Arctic Circle, and I'm just gonna show you a picture of that little guy right there.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Now that is when they turn
That's
the
neat.
lights off. They turn the lights off and let it do the bioluminescence thing.
Yeah, way. That's like self-illuminating.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
They've never seen a live one
That's
before,
sick.
so they were very excited about that, and so was I. This is from the Daily Beast. Levitt storms out of press briefing after free speech grilling. Um, Basically, what happened was, so things got testy after noticed reporter Jasmine Wright asked the press secretary. Now, this is pre-military birthday bullshit, terrible parade that happened a couple weeks ago. And I'm sure we can talk about that, but yeah, nobody was there. Did you notice that? Like
Nobody.
nobody was there,
Nobody. Yeah.
and everything was squeaky, which is fine. I mean, they're antiques. I get that, but whatever. So things got testy when notice reporter Jasmine Wright asked the press secretary about Saturday's military parade in Washington, which will coincide with Trump's 79th birthday, with hundreds of counter rallies expected across the country, which had a lot more people than this stupid fucking parade.
Oh,
Trump
I
had earlier
loved
warned.
seeing those pictures of the empty crowds, and it was
Uh,
just like
Uh,
the biggest
uh,
dump. Sponsored by Coinbase. Oh my god, everything
oh
was
my
fucking
God,
messed up.
right?
and
Fuck
Oh
that.
UCF,
god.
did you see the UCF flag that morphed into an
Yeah, I
American
did see
flag?
that too. Yes, it is. Oh yeah.
It's a,
Five
it's a,
bros, four bros. What's
yeah,
up?
it's a rough run, and apparently he's
Oh
mad. Trump is mad at Hedgeworth because it sucked, and I'm like, what are you gonna? I mean, yeah, he sucks, you suck, everything sucks. I'm
yeah,
like, what are you
everyone
gonna? What are you,
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Trump had earlier warned that protesters would be met with heavy force if they rained on his parade. If there are peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that? That was the question. Of course, the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question, she said. Yeah. A few minutes later, the New York Times' David Sanger returned to the issue of free speech, asking what type of protest Trump would support. Is the First Amendment the most important? Is stopping violence the most important? Why is he not? Why is he not out saying all peaceful protesters will be protected? Sanger asked. Levitt answered that while the president supports free speech and the right to protest, quote, that is not the majority of the behavior that we have seen taking place in Los Angeles, end quote, bullshit. So you're saying that the majority of these protests have not been peaceful, and then basically she pointed out that 400 illegal immigrants have been arrested, and which Sager noted there had been thousands of people on the streets. He said after a few more seconds, Levitz concluded by saying that the president would not stray from his mission to deport illegal immigrants from the country, and abruptly walked out without taking further questions. 26 minutes total. She's a true professional. Sorry.
Yeah, she's
Uh,
already on her way out, which is great. Like
Yep.
I love it. But like that's what happens to these press secretaries is like they just
well,
they
I
just
mean, but
lose their goddamn
she.
mind.
I mean, most of them last 2 years. She lasted
Oh yeah. Oh no, I know. No, no.
3 months.
Well, everything's at accelerated pace on this. Like
Big time.
we're gonna have a third of the cabinet gone by Christmas. Like I will
For
bet
sure.
anything on that. So yeah, this
Yeah.
is
And
yeah.
sadly,
Oh,
it's gonna be like Maury Povich, and like it's gonna be
okay.
just all
It's just
people
gonna
that he
keep
knows.
going down the chain. I wonder what Ricky
Yeah,
Lake's gonna do. What will
it's like
Ricky Lake do in the Trump administration? Uh,
I really want Roseanne Barr to just fit herself in there
We
somewhere.
should get Roseanne in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's worth watching because she is funny. I hate to say it, but
She's
like,
funny, and she's
yeah,
batshit fucking
yeah,
nuts
she's
along with the
batshit
rest
fucking
of them.
crazy.
So,
So,
yeah.
yeah. What's the nutty lady from SNL? The blonde that also went sort of MAGA.
Oh,
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
what it yes,
Julia,
you know.
Yes.
Sweet, not
What's her name?
no.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Was it Patricia?
no,
No.
it's
God damn it. What is her name?
that's
This is
my
gonna
favorite.
bother
That's
me.
my favorite cast. That sucks that I can't think of it.
I know.
What was her name? Let's just go
Phil
MAGA
Hartman
SNL.
was
Let's
in
find.
the cast.
Yeah,
It was like that.
love
Oh,
it.
Yeah, love it.
Uh,
Damn it.
I refuse to look it up. It will come to me.
I'm looking it up. So you
Okay.
you
guys keep
know, I
thinking.
can't. Man, if you type MAGA SNL, that didn't
Julia
work.
is Julia. No, that's not her.
I don't think it's
Blonde,
Julia.
It's not. It's
blonde, crazy.
Oh, got it. Got it. Do you
Who
want
was it?
a starting letter?
yeah.
Yes, please.
V as in
Oh,
vagina.
Vicky.
It's Vicky, is it?
No.
Uh,
Well, I guess some people would call her Vicky, but it's
Victoria Jackson. No.
you got it.
Victoria
Yes, that's
Jackson.
it.
Yes.
And wow,
My
is she batshit nuts? Yeah.
She
least
is.
favorite member of the Jackson Five. My absolute least favorite member of the Jackson Five. George.
She was funny though. That's what sucks about it.
She was.
She
No.
was
Yeah.
funny.
I mean,
Roseanne Barr was funny. She still is kind of funny, but she's fucking gone off the
She's
fucking deep
crazy.
end. Yeah.
No, I like that. I like that idea. That will keep this shit fresh for the next 4 seasons. If
it's true.
we just keep
The
getting,
4 seasons. Yeah.
yeah.
That's really what it is. It's like there's going to be a reboot every year, and they're going to be like, huh?
Oh my goodness, yes. Ugh.
Yeah.
Good Christ.
I mean,
Can't wait.
honestly, if they keep replacing people, they can't do so much damage. I mean, they're doing a lot of damage, but I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about Spaceballs.
Now we'll move on.
This is
We'll move on.
Yay, Spaceballs. This is good news.
Rolling
Yes, it
Stone.
is.
Mel Brooks confirms the Spaceballs 2 is coming to a galaxy
Yay.
very, very, very close. A couple things that are interesting about this: Josh Gad is co-writing it and basically kind of
Nice.
running it.
That's great.
Mel Brooks is 97, and he's already filmed his
That's
stuff.
fucking awesome. That guy is.
And
What a guy. What a fucking guy.
And I don't have. I mean, I've been looking for this. I've read conflicting reports, but it does appear that Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement to play Dark Helmet.
He is, right?
Well,
Is this confirmed completely?
I've no, because I keep finding.
I keep finding the same shit. So
So
I don't want to get my hopes up yet.
I don't either. But I will tell you this: like, if you're really missing some Rick Moranis stuff, first off, watch Strange Brew. Second off, go on Spotify, listen to the 2 Strange Brew records.
Oh, yes.
And then third, he put out some comedy records.
No way.
Yeah, he put out some comedy records. They're musical records, like it's like his bar mitzvah, and then there's another one. I mean, it's cute. It's like polka music, and
Adorable.
Yeah,
He's another lovely, lovely man.
Yeah, I mean he retired because his wife died, and he realized that he couldn't be away from his kids, to raise them properly. So
it's fucking awesome.
And then he was like, and then according to him, he was like, I didn't miss it. So he's like,
don't blame you. Hollywood's a piece of shit. Sorry.
So, but I am excited that he's coming back for this one because if you're gonna that's a good. I mean, I would have preferred if he came back for the Ghostbusters, but it's okay. It's fine. So he'll be back.
I do have to ask your new thoughts on the new Naked Gun, which comes out. I think I don't know how soon we are to it. Is it August? I think. I don't think it's rated yet. But I think it's a couple months
fall.
out.
It's fall. Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
gonna say. We saw a couple movies recently, and it was one of the previews before it.
Yeah.
I am optimistic.
I kind of am too. I wasn't a huge Naked Gun fan, but I enjoyed it. Were you okay?
I loved when he went on the late night circuit and he brought the fart machine with him and would just let it loose randomly. So good. So good. So stupid. It's so good.
I mean, I hope it's good. I don't know. Like those to be honest with you, if you watch Spaceballs again, it's not that great, but there's a lot of love in that kind of thing. And so with Naked Gun, I'm kind of hoping that I loved the first one, but I was not very old. I love Airplane. I love
I love
what,
Airplane
Yes.
too.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a
definitely.
classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
and what was the other the series that Top Gun was based on? The Police
Oh,
Squad.
Police Squad.
Yeah,
Police Squad. Yes, there were like
Oh,
very
6
right.
episodes.
Damn, I
excellent.
Great,
haven't seen those in
fantastic.
a long
Oh,
time. Okay.
Oh
so
yeah,
Yeah.
those hold up completely.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know. It's a different. It's obviously a different generation. So hopefully it'll be. I'm optimistic, like you said.
The
Do you know if
trailer made
any?
me laugh a few times.
Yeah,
Like I was genuinely amused. So
Do you know if
I
any of
mean,
that original like writing team is involved, or is it completely? Is
that's
it
a
I
good
like
have no.
question.
was
I
it like
don't
the
know.
I have
Zwick
no
or
idea.
I forget who it was?
I do think that Liam Neeson playing Frank Drebin, uh, if he is playing Frank Drebin, is a great call because he's such a fucking serious actor, and like Leslie Nielsen was a dramatic actor before
Right.
Before, yeah, that's
for
true.
Airplane. So I like the idea of that, and so and I'm sure they'll be like, I'm sure I'll go see it. I'm not, even if it gets like a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch
Yeah,
it.
Whatever. You guys both have those movie passes that I know
that's
Yeah,
of.
true.
So
you
yeah,
need
you have to. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
I need to
that
get on that.
that pays for itself after one
I
movie.
know. God damn it. It's happening.
Okay, this is a weird. Okay, so I tried to find audio for this. I told them about this prior to the thing, but basically, this is from Mediaite. Fox News host abruptly end interview with seemingly intoxicated guest, and it is seemingly intoxicated. So I'm gonna
It's
play this.
kind.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is a kind way of putting it.
first off, she calls them by their wrong names. That's something to keep in mind. she, she's so happy. This is the night of the parade. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh, that didn't work at all.
I heard something.
Yeah, I'm hearing something too. Sounds like a busted up lawnmower.
Yeah, it is. It's an ad for fuck.
Guys, here with us now is former Defense Intel Agency officer Rebecca Koffler. Rebecca, what are your thoughts tonight on the incredible symbolism and the messaging that we saw here tonight from the Commander in Chief on the Army's 250th birthday? I am so excited, Emily and Lucas Tomlinson. Everybody, like, this is incredible. Finally, the United States is back. I want to really thank all of our Army, Navy, and Air Force officers who have been
Yep.
sacrificing
No Marines in there.
their lives. Literally, their families have been contributing to the mission. Most of the time for the past quarter of a century, because of the mismanagement of
It's hard to stick to
the
talking points when you're drunk.
administrative states, they've been fighting these foreign wars. But with our new chief, Donald J. Trump, they're prioritizing America first. And I want to thank these officers for all of these sacrifices and all of the hardships that their families have endured. Lawrence Jones, you're laughing, man. Like you guys are impressed. Lucas, thank you. I want to thank. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you. And
I love them trying to cut her off. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
historic and patriotic celebration when we return.
It's like day 2 in like Fox News Academy when you first sign up. It's like how to effectively deal with
You-
the Secretary of State
you
or
should-
Secretary of Defense.
I'm
and
sorry I
then-
couldn't play the video, but you should definitely look it up because it is fucking hilarious. She is either having a stroke or she's
Oh,
intoxicated.
she
It
shit.
could be a combination, you
It could
know.
be. Oh, she's shit faced.
She is.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
She has been
Yeah,
speaking
yeah.
out. I haven't checked her comments yet, but she has been speaking out recently. So this is the weirdest news story I have all year, and this is
Okay.
specifically for Dawson, but also
Excellent.
for Matt. 35 years later, this is from Comic Book Resources, website that I read every day. 37 years later, Quentin Tarantino's forgotten Golden Girls cameo is still absolutely mind blowing.
Ooh.
Did you guys
What?
know? Did you know about this?
I did
I
not
don't
know
know that I
about
did.
this.
So there was an episode of Golden Girls from season 4 where it was called Sophia's Wedding Part 1. I don't know.
What?
Yeah. And it starts off with some good news for Rose. She finally blah, blah, blah. She finally gets accepted in the Elvis Presley fan club and decides to host a fan meeting with Blanche. Meanwhile, Sophia receives call, yada, yada, da, da, da. Anyway, so a bunch of Elvis tribute acts come over to their house, and
Holy shit.
one of them is Quentin
It's
Tarantino.
him.
It's
Yeah.
him. Yeah, you can see it from the picture. It is very clearly him.
Wow.
And he basically used that $3,200 or whatever to seed Pulp Fiction.
No shit. Wow.
I'm going to pass out. That is one of the coolest facts I have ever known, ever.
Yeah, that is a very weird one, but yeah.
Oh my God. Fantastic. This is brilliant. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll
So
post
if you,
this when we post
yeah,
the
you
show.
should post a picture of him there because you can
Yeah.
clearly see that's him in the
That is
background.
totally him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Crazy pants.
I
I
also read
probably watched that episode with my grandmother and had no idea of the greatness.
this weird thing today that fucking like um it wasn't today, it was a couple days ago, but so many semantics that don't matter that I keep bringing up. Anyway, the apparently B. Arthur and Betty White
Oh, I saw
hated
that
each
too.
other.
B
Yeah,
called
That was
Betty
one of
a
mine. Yeah.
C a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
she did apparently. And I was like, I don't know. If Tina Fey likes her, she must not be that bad. You know, like yeah.
I read something to where, and also watched one of the guys who was a producer on the show talk about it. And basically, B's beef with Betty was that she was a kiss ass. So, like, anytime and every time B wanted to go off script, Betty would be like, oh, okay, I'll try it. And then they'd try it. And then Betty would be like, oh, well, we can get back on track to the producers and shit. And B was like, fuck you, girl. Like, let's keep going. Like, let's do our own thing. And so, anyway, they're just two different strokes. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Well, and also, like they both were heavyweights, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. But in
Yeah, that's
different
true.
ways, like
That's true.
Yeah.
I love them both for different
I
reasons.
thought I was surprised. But I guess one other thing I read that Betty White was teasing whoever Sophia was, whatever actress, Estelle Getty, because she started to get dementia and like she would make fun of her to the audience. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or
Oh,
not.
that's fucked up. I
Yeah,
hope that's not true.
I hope
Don't
that's
tell
not
me
true.
if it is true.
This is from Deadline. I don't know why I picked this headline, but I just thought it was interesting. Gaylord Sarton dies. He was the Hee Haw actor. He was in the Buddy Holly story. He
I
played the
did
big
see that.
bocker.
Damn.
Uh, and he's in Hee Haw, which is I watched a lot of Hee Haw when I was a kid. Because you'd go out to visit farms and they only could get CBS, and Hee Haw was on 24/7 on CBS on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. But anyway, and to be honest, like I keep forgetting this, but Hee Haw is essentially laugh-in for country music fans. But
Yeah.
anyway, he died. But I thought it was kind of interesting. So he was in a lot of interesting movies. He was uncredited in Nashville, Robert Nolan's Nashville. Then he was in the Buddy Holly story. He was in Mississippi Burning, The Outsiders, The Hollywood Nights, Fried Green
He
Tomatoes.
was the Outsiders.
Yeah,
Man,
The Big Easy, The Grifters, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, and various other. And he was always in the Ernest comedies. He was,
Oh shit.
oh shit, he
Yeah.
was. That's right.
yeah,
I
I
disconnected
forgot
that in my
about
head.
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love
So,
those Ernest P. World movies.
so yeah. So I will say, I don't know if you've ever seen the Simpsons episode with Ernest on it, Jim Varney. If you've
I don't
never
think I
seen it,
have.
it
Uh-uh.
is one of the best. It's like season 5, season 6. Absolutely watch it. He plays a carny, obviously, and then they grift Homer, and yeah, it's very
I'm
good.
gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, very good.
Ernest Scared Stupid is literally right up there with Biodome. I love both of them, but they will lower your IQ. They're so fucking dumb.
And this is the last. You know what? I'm not even gonna read this one. Fuck this. I fucking hate Governor Abbott. Dallas Morning News. Governor Abbott signs 10 Commandments bill mandating displays
Oh
in
god.
Texas classroom.
I
I
can't.
it's
Fucking can't.
it's just like I mean it's all this political bullshit and nonsense or whatever. I
Yeah.
will an update on the Chiefs Royals thing, just real fast. The star bonds that uh, Kansas put into effect have to be claimed by the end of the month. So we will find out by the end of the month if we're going
Okay.
if they're moving over to Kansas or not. So
Nice.
Stay
I saw
tuned.
Missouri did move on something with that
they gave
a
them
week or
a
two ago.
50% sort of whatever. But I mean, the star bonds are 70%. So I mean, ultimately, you make more business. Just Missouri is just stupid right now. They're just terrible. I mean, and I'm saying this from Kansas. So,
Right. Yeah.
like, so whatever. Anyway, those are my headlines.
Very
Very
nice,
nice.
Ties. Smith?
I don't have a lot of big things, but I will go through my fun ones. Fun. First, I did have a question for Tyson when he was having to rest his face on a pillow for. Did you use your My Pillow?
I
Oh.
That's interesting. I did for a while, but what happened was I
Okay.
started getting cauliflower ear because I was on this side the whole time. So I
No
Well,
actually
Mike
way.
Lindell has already had a bad week, so that is welcome news because he was found guilty of defamation, and he owes a lot of money. In fact, yeah, exactly. Happy news. In fact,
Fuck yes.
John Oliver, I think 2 episodes ago, did a thing about just like how he had basically everything riding on this lawsuit and was like asking pillows, like running his best My Pillow sale ever to Mike Cross, I think was like like 70% off. So you got yourself some Mike Cross at a discount.
Ties, now is the time.
no,
Now is the time.
no, I found
Now
I
is the
found I
time.
found the same kind of pillow online at a
Yeah,
different place.
finally taking Jesus Christ into your life is affordable. So
I would like
get
that
that.
cross, and my birthday's coming
Anyway,
up, guys. So just saying.
so
Eh,
yeah, and he basically like flat out was saying that like if he lost, it was going to destroy the company. So hang on to that My Pillow because it's going to become
Ugh.
a
Ugh.
beanie baby here in a few
Sorry,
months.
Tice. I know you love that
I'm
pillow,
sorry.
okay,
but
I do
yeah.
want to I do want to plug that pillow that I did buy. It's just a pillow with a hole in it, so you just put your ear in there, like if you have a piercing or whatever. Saved my ass. It really did. So
Suck
Nice.
on that, my pillow.
yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't. It was, and Lindell had nothing to do with it.
Suck on that, My Pillow. I like that. Should all
T-shirt.
like call the let's just call the 800 number after it's over. Suck on that, My Pillow. We'll see what happens. So this one, which actually just happened yesterday morning, as world's largest telescope unveils first images of
Oh,
distant galaxies. A
yes.
stunning detail.
It's
So there
exciting.
is an observatory called the Vera Rubin in Chile that they basically just opened, and it
Just
has
opened.
the world's just opened, just opened.
Just
Uh, uh,
sorry.
I didn't know it's
Good
funny.
catch. Good.
And it was
Good
very good.
catch.
And yeah, and so they it was funded by the U.S. government, and it is the world's largest camera ever made. And I've gotten to hear about this for the last couple of years because my brother-in-law was a part of the project.
Oh, that's
He was
cool.
part of the consulting group that
That's
worked with.
right. That's so
Yeah,
cool. It's
so yeah, so it
badass.
finally so apparently like this it has this giant. I don't even remember like how many like gigapixels this thing is, but apparently it captures like 10 terabytes a day of images,
Oof.
and it's going to allow us to do all kinds of crazy cool shit. So anyway,
Hell
I'm glad
yeah.
this happened when the U.S. government believed in funding
Stuff.
science nonsense.
Yeah.
And
The good old
we should pray
days.
more. I'm guessing we should just pray more. That was really it. Like just a lot of like I was trying to think of all the stuff that happened. Like we kind of like I think the big thing when
Might
we
have started a
concluded
war.
our last podcast. Well, we had the Musk blow up with Trump, which was fun. That
Yeah,
was
that
fun to
was
see those
fun.
two had the falling out.
Uh-huh.
And then like so much stuff, his stuff, the LA sort of blow up, which really wasn't much of a thing once you kind of dug into it.
Yeah.
Um, what else happened? Lots of crazy shit, like
Uh
impactful shit happened.
The
did you guys
The
see the
Iran thing is weird.
yeah, the
The
Iran
Iran
thing?
thing, yeah,
Yeah.
which he held fast. He said he was gonna think about it for 2 weeks, and then
Yeah,
48 hours later, he's
he just
like,
bombed the shit out.
"Yeah, he's like, I've got these
Fucking moron.
planes. I'm gonna fucking use them." And now
D-
they have.
did
Just saw before this that he went out. And he confirmed yesterday that they had destroyed the nuclear sites and there was a ceasefire. They have verified that they did not destroy the nuclear sites. They now do not know where the uranium is, and there is no ceasefire. And
Right.
so he
Right.
is a dipshit.
He is a dipshit, and he also dropped another bomb today, the F bomb, when
he did.
reporters
That's
were
right.
calling him on that
That's
shit.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
That's right.
So
And
he,
I think the only reason Caitlin Collins gets away with the shit she does is because he wants to hit that. That's the
yes, he
only
does.
reason. Because
Yes,
like
he
she does,
does.
I mean, she's the
Totally
only
agree.
one. She's the only one that can kind of challenge him. Like she has all the power. It's crazy, but she does. She has all the power,
Yeah.
and it's great. It's causing like all these because like yeah, it's another fucking foreign war. I don't know what the like. I think the left is overplaying the sort of he didn't have the constitutional right to bomb because I know there are some
Yeah.
differences, but like, come on, like
I mean, first,
presidents have found.
yeah, I mean,
Go
like,
ahead.
yeah, like, yeah. Sorry, but yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, fucking, you can do strikes, you can do drone strikes. If you drop a nuclear bomb on someone, that's like,
Then you're going to start raising questions. But
Right.
again,
yeah.
it's
But
just like it is how embarrassing the Democrats are right now. Is there all these calls and like so I don't remember whoever that idiot is that is the leader of the House Democrats right now. I don't even remember his name. He's a
Jeffries or
complete
whatever.
utter moron. Yeah,
Yeah.
utter moron. He was like, "Well, this is complete grounds for impeachment." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up, learn something." My God, like this is your fault, Democrats. Sorry, but it
Yeah.
is. Like
They're
we're
all
in this situation
terrible.
because of no,
Yeah.
it's just embarrassing. So anyway, I didn't want to get into it, but like that's like all the big shit that's happened in the world is kind of like putting in the back of our minds because it's kind of scary in a way.
I
They
will
don't
say
hate us
that
for
the memes this weekend after he bombed those sites of the map of Florida, and they were like writing, "Hey Iran, bomb here," and it
Yeah.
was pointing down to his fucking golf course.
oh yeah,
That was good. That
it's gonna
yeah,
be
the
interesting.
internet
Yeah, we're gonna
prevails. Yeah,
yeah, it's going to be interesting where this goes because this is like bad. Like they're
it's
like
bad.
because like
It's
Putin's
bad.
aligned with Iran, and like then he was like made some comment about like you threaten us, we'll go off you with everything we've got. And he's just the biggest dipshit in the world, and
Well,
it
and
would be a goddamn miracle if we all don't.
that's where this shirt
Yeah,
worries
yeah.
me because this would be like, oh, I'm not checking it out again.
I think
Fucking,
that's exactly
Exactly.
and
well, that's what got him to run for president was Obama taking a shot at him. You call,
yeah.
it's just
Yep.
like Marty McFly being called a chicken. He's like, nope, he's going to run that stoplight and get hit by a car and space-time continuum. That is
And we're all
basically
fucked.
President Trump
Yeah.
right now, and we're all
Yeah.
fucked. But anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see where it takes us. I'm sure next week will be interesting, but it seems like there was other like random shit that happened,
There was.
like
I do want to just mention this one thing is like because it's so quickly. It was like okay, bombed overnight Saturday, right? And then everybody's like, oh fuck, he's gonna stay out of it. And then he didn't. And then he's like, but there's a ceasefire, you know, because
Mhm.
Iran attacked a U.S. base in Qatar, right? Qatar, and then like today there was no ceasefire this morning. And he was mad. And he dropped the f bomb and blah blah blah. And then I saw another ad right before this show
Well, and
started.
also rage tweeted. He was like yelling at
oh
them like
yeah,
little kids, like,
Yeah,
I told you, ceasefire. And it's like
it's because
fucking
they don't care what he says. Like
no.
that's where
like
I'm going. That's where I'm going because they
yeah,
don't respect him. They don't know he's going to do anything. So like
yeah,
they're just like fuck it. Who gives a shit? Like we used to be
yep,
afraid of the
yep,
United States, but we're not anymore because you're in charge, asshole.
Yeah.
You
yep,
know.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
No, he is completely muted, like U.S. diplomacy, which is incredible. But that's what we're
I
at.
mean,
So
he go he I mean he vacillates between angry troll to whiny bitch. That's his two speeds in these things right now. You know what I'm talking about? You see the tweets,
he did,
hear the quotes.
It's
It's
true.
he
It's so
did
true.
complain. He did complain the other day about not being able to golf for 2 weeks, and I was like,
yeah.
well, we think
Oh, I'm
he's
sorry.
blah
You have to do
blah.
your fucking job, you asshole.
I don't
Like,
think
what
I
the
don't
He
fuck?
hate. That's I've always said. He loves running for president. He hates
hate
being
being
president.
president.
He
Yeah,
He hates
hates it.
it.
He
He
yeah.
hates
hates
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Uh,
Oh
anyway, that's
God.
enough of that. We'll see. We're day by day.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's gonna. I don't think. Look, I honestly like just. I think this is gonna like Netanyahu needs to be deposed, shot, whatever. Like,
Yes, he does.
I
and then
I would agree
obviously
with
I
you.
it.
fucking hate what's happening to Israel right now.
And by the way,
Yeah.
It's scary over there.
it is. And
It
also,
is.
like, like, and he's such a fucking whiny little Boris Johnson bitch. I fucking
Yeah,
hate Netanyahu. But
me
like,
too.
I mean, he is. He's like, like this bullshit. But he'll just frame anything to do what he wants to do to get done, whatever.
Exactly. Exactly.
He
A
will.
little bit
He
of
will.
leeway right now because Trump's too much chicken shit to be like, stop it.
Yeah.
But then, like, Iran sucks too. I mean, I was reading that 50% of the time their their factories are not producing energy. So like they don't have air conditioning, they don't have light
Yeah.
50% of the time, and it's like, and they're not fixing that. Like he's not the guy Ayatollah, whatever. He's not fixing it. So I mean, it's rife for them to overthrow the government. It's been about 20 years. They do that every 20 years
Yeah.
around there, and so I think that's what's going to happen. And it's not going to turn into this bigger war. It's just going to turn into internal conflict. Over there.
Yeah.
Although somebody should just, I don't know, shoot off Netanyahu's jaw. I don't want him dead. I just, if somebody just took did like a, I don't know how to.
Just a meaningful sized chunk out of his face
Yeah,
would
like
be.
where he couldn't talk,
Gotcha.
or
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just saying.
No.
Okay, I'm
Again,
done.
this is why, and this is what he, and I'll leave it at this, but this is what he ran on, and this is like one of those like sort of the clock's right twice a day kind of things. It's like we should get the fuck out of the Middle East. We should absolutely, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like that's what the Proud Boys are pissed at him
Oh, they
because like
are.
that was one of his like but no the Proud
Oh
Boys,
Oh,
yeah.
but
They're yep.
like he let him out of prison and now they're just angry at him
Oh, the angry boys. Yeah.
no, but like this is the big lie was that that like America they said back at 9/11 they hate us for our freedom. No, they hate us because of this shit.
yeah,
That's why they
exactly.
hate us,
That's exactly
and we
right. Yeah.
should get the
Bingo.
hell out.
Yep.
And so no, and we're in now. Like we have pissed off Iran, and they've said as much, and they're now saying like U.S. civilians and military personnel are
Get the
valid
fuck out.
targets. So
Yeah.
so,
Targets. Yep. Fuck.
so woo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Thanks, Trump.
It just
Thanks.
escalated. I'm sorry. I don't. I can't. It was like, I'm not
That's
going
all
to
right.
do this. I don't know if I'm going to do this. He said something like, I don't even know what I'm going to do until right up to the last minute. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's
and it's like,
all very
you're
funny.
like, and
Oh
so
my
it's like,
God.
you're like, and then he's like, I don't know. You can't predict what I'm going to do. And then he's like, I'm not going to do involved. And then like, he was just like, whatever. I mean, like, he could have a lucky 8 ball. I have no idea how he decides what he does, like, because he won't take any.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. You were
Yeah.
saying, Dawson? Sorry. Sorry. No, you were. I cut you off. Sorry.
No. I was just agreeing with you. I don't know, like the whole fucking like I don't even know what it's on full fucking display all the time, constantly now, and I'm sick of it. And now we're in another war, and it's just gonna get worse. So, yeah, excited for the next fucking 3.5 years
I will.
or
I will.
longer,
I'm gonna.
probably longer.
I'm gonna do a hot take here, real fast. I don't usually do those, but I've been listening to a lot of news radio or sports radio, and they say hot takes all the time. In fact, they call them out when they say them. Yeah.
I
And
like that.
their
Hot
hot takes.
takes.
Their hot takes are like, I think Pat Mahomes' new haircut is going to make him a winner this year. I mean, that's their level of hot takes. So,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
They were
So
right.
I will say that I actually would rather see Iran prevail than Israel because at least Iran is 1,000 years old and they have some legit cultural significance in that place. So I think Netanyahu. Oh yeah, I know. I just cut the room off. Everyone's quiet. But listen, like there's something.
I don't just because well, I'm taking it personally because one of my good friends is in Israel and she is freaking the fuck out trying to get her family
I'm
out of
sure.
Israel right now.
Well,
And
but
it's just really hard.
no, I'm just saying like as
And I
far
know
as
it's really hard in Iran too. Like it's just again a complicated fucking situation.
as far
And
as far as regime changes go, I would rather see Iran get somebody decent in there, and then I would rather see, like, I don't know if they can fix the problem, but like, Netanyahu is freaking me out right now.
I agree. I agree with that. He needs to go. Bye bye. Yeah.
Yeah. What's sad is like he's corrupt as fuck, but now so are we. Like our
Yeah.
leadership
We're
is
in it.
corrupt as
We're right there with
so
him.
it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
it's
So
Should
The
be
only
just.
thing that
It's all
gives
right.
me joy is that Trump is headed to the NATO summit and like the pictures of him holding his stupid hat off to his side and his shirt's unbuttoned and he just looks like a kid who's going to the principal's office. You
I hope this shit.
fucking
I
dipshit.
really just hope this affects him enough that it ages and stresses the living shit out
Yes.
of him. I
Heart
really
attack.
do. I
Heart
really do. Yes,
attack.
yes. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I just really hope the combination of the heat and the KFC and Melania's snide remarks,
I
Please.
I actually think that
and
his
Eric being alive, and I don't know, lots of things.
I actually think that like I mean I think you can make an argument that his hate keeps him alive. You know, like that's
That's
Well, also
yeah,
the massive
yeah.
amount of preservatives that the man ingests is
well,
going to keep him
It's
alive
true.
for years to come.
probably
That's
some truth
true. That's
there.
true. Do you think the like tour is like, what was it, Stalin, that they'd like take the body on tours for like after, like, is that America in 40 years? Is like we'll have the the July 4th parade where they're every lucky the lucky metropolis area gets the Trump casket wheeled
You
around
know what
and
the problem with that is
Touch
how
it.
I mean you could get ILM in, you could get Stan Winston. No one could get that hair correct post death. I mean, like
it's true.
even if
You're
you
right.
put him
You're right.
in, like, and
You're
I'm
right.
pulling fully on the Garden of Eden example.
You're right.
In
Yeah.
Lucas,
Yeah,
Kansas.
yeah, true.
It is very difficult. It would be like because his hair is, I don't know what it is. It's
It's
mystical.
hot. It's like eagleish. It is
Yeah, I mean,
eagleish.
like
Little bit.
I
Yeah.
don't, like
Yeah.
I don't think that like free particles or any sort of any sort of CGI could recreate that on screen, much less in person.
How do you recreate shoe polish meets a horse tail? Like I just don't know.
I don't know. I know that Rudy Giuliani was doing some field work on that a few years ago, but I do not know how
All
you
you
get
have
it.
to
Oh,
say to
Rudy.
literally crack me up is Rudy Giuliani anymore. It's just
Oh,
I'll
poor
laugh
Rudy.
until
Oh,
tomorrow. Yep.
I wonder what
Bastard.
Texas Roadhouse like that dude is like cleaning dishes at these days. I just like you don't hear about poor Rudy anymore.
No, no.
I used
He's
to
like,
be
I cleaned up.
somebody.
So I cleaned up New York City. Shut the fuck up, clear the table. That's what I hope is happening to Rudy Giuliani.
Oh,
Uh,
we can
Can we
all
get
just
Dawson,
dream.
can we get some
Can
more
all
bread
just
over here,
dream. Yeah, yeah.
Giuliani? Yeah,
I'll show you some
uh,
bread. Keeps getting fired because he keeps grabbing himself.
just
Um,
hanging.
all right. Well, I've got bad news, and then I'll get into some nice news before I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
into plugs. Defiance Brewing Company announces
I saw that.
closure of their
Yeah,
downtown location in Hayes, America.
oh, that's too
I'd
yes,
bad.
pour one out on
yes,
my desk, but I don't want to
Are they keeping
piss.
the other one open though? The one out by
Yeah,
the
tap
brewing.
room will
Okay.
remain open. So that is
yeah,
a glimmer of hope in all of that. So I hope the
yeah,
tap room continues to thrive.
yeah.
I love Defiance beer. It's way better than Gella's. And I'll fight anyone and debate anyone on that. So yeah, whatever. There were a lot of people that passed away over the
There were,
past
yeah,
There
there
were.
were.
There
like
were.
guys, it's insane.
Yeah.
I know Hee Haw Man passed away.
This is
Amanda
this
Lewis.
family is so honored by that loving tribute of you.
I know,
Oh,
and I
man.
did that for you guys. Okay. Do you guys remember Amanda Lewis, MTV VJ
Oh yeah,
from like the
Absolutely. Yeah.
90s?
I
She
don't
Absolutely.
passed
remember her,
away
but I saw she
after a
passed.
major battle with breast cancer. So that fucking
Yeah.
sucks.
She did
She
no,
was
And
she did.
I will pause on that. Oh, go ahead, Tyson. Maybe you're gonna get there.
No, no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that a lesson learned is that she sort of joined the Steve Jobs club of I'm not going to listen to my doctor and I'm going to take
yeah.
alternative medicine. And
Yep.
so, again, not to take away from her death or passing, but like,
I know,
listen to
but
your
girl,
doctor.
I
Listen to your
know.
doctor.
Listen to your
Yeah,
doctor.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
I will
yeah.
Anyway,
say she was like on MTV Live, right? That was like her
She
thing.
was on TRL before helmet hair
that's
came
right.
into the
Yeah.
picture. Yeah.
So like I missed all that. I missed all that.
Yeah.
That was bad, but that's still she was still pretty young to die. Like,
Very young. She was
Yeah.
52 years old and she was diagnosed when she was like 48. So, yeah, that
Yeah.
fucking sucks. Sly Stone also died,
yeah, so,
Yes.
82. That was a little bit better. And then Ann Burrell from the Food Network
Yeah.
freaking died, which is
Yeah.
crazy. We
and
still don't know what the cause was with that one. I don't think, unless
Hairspray.
that's
A lot of
been
speculation. I know
Hairspray.
that I
yeah,
know they found some pills or something, but I don't
yeah,
think they knew because she like died in the shower. I think I heard.
yeah.
Is
Her
that
husband found her
correct?
in the shower, right?
Yeah,
I
too
think
bad.
so.
Yeah, no,
Brian Wilson
she
also
was
died.
young.
And Brian
Yes,
Wilson died.
Brian
Also
Yeah.
Wilson.
also at 82. A friend of mine said 82 is the new 27. So that was kind of funny. But
Wow.
yeah, I know.
Oh
Jesus
damn.
Christ.
Oh damn. That's good.
That's a hot take.
That's good.
That
That's
is a
good.
hot take.
Oh man.
Hello. Oh, this is
Uh,
I hate doing that, but I'm going to.
one of the I know this may mean nothing to either of you, but McCarthy from a band that I love growing up with Nitzareb.
Oh
Are
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
familiar with
Sorry.
Nitzareb?
Oh.
Yeah,
No, but I
he
did, yeah,
was,
see that.
they were
Yeah.
just on tour with Ministry, which we did not go to Denver show, and I will probably always regret that. But luckily, Ministry is not
Shame.
done.
Shame.
They're doing another
Yeah.
tour, so yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that was sad.
I
Yeah,
would
there were
see
a lot.
Ministry again. Have my fucking
Oh,
lungs
so
rocked.
good. Oh,
So
so
good.
good.
And then this is the uplifting one. This is from Hayes Post again. Hayes USD 489 purchases new school bus. That is literally a headline. And God bless you, Hayes America. God bless you. And I'm glad that there's wheelchair access in this new bus that costs you $149,000. Amen, my friends.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Hayes Post could not find a photo of a
Of
school
the
bus.
actual
They saw a
bus.
photo made,
I'm so glad you
subsequent to
said that.
1974. I was like, yeah, all right. It's like that's not a new school bus. That's a yeah.
Very.
Uh,
If I'm feeling down, if I've had a hard day, which has happened a lot lately, I'll just get on Hayes Post and read
oh, I
their
do. Oh,
articles that are literally like 3 or 4 sentences long and really just don't make any sense. There's like
oh,
no
it is.
story or
Oh, it
structure or
is.
anything whatsoever.
I
Oh
got
yeah,
a kick out of
it
the
is
fact
like simple life, like sleepy time tea. It is.
It
It is.
is.
It is
I like
so good.
they wouldn't they're like Getty Images, that's too much money. Let's just
Right? Yeah, yeah,
let's
right.
let's just all right. All right. Uh
Uh, see you,
Modern
Hayes
school
Post.
bus.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
We love it. Yeah, we
Yep,
love it.
yep. That's it. Those are the
All right.
headlines. Well done, guys.
I will say you guys have inspired me to read the Hayes Post more often than I
I'm
would
You
have.
telling
should.
you, Tice,
It's
it'll turn a
gotta
frown
happen
upside
for me.
down.
Because
Yeah,
honestly, it takes like it's one. I have like these websites that I go to just out of pure habit, like that I've had
yeah,
habits of like
yeah,
years. Like Hayes Post, one of them takes you like 3 minutes.
yeah.
It's you see who got arrested, see if you know anybody. Every 6 months or so, you do.
You do, yeah.
And you're like, oh, I know that dude. Yeah, yeah. It happens. It's fun. It's fun. And then you find out
It's
about
a
business
blast.
openings and closures, and
It's
it's a little
exciting.
connection,
There's some
it's a little
exciting
connection to home.
things. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
So if
good.
there was a webcam to the water tower, I
Oh,
would watch that webcam.
I
Yeah,
would
Don't know
too.
what
I
happened.
would too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Keeps me grounded. Uh,
Tyson, you're such a Joaquiner. All right, let's go to plugs.
right. Well, you should do some plugs.
Okay. So I was on my side for a long time, so I watched a lot of dumb shit. So I'm not gonna get into too many specifics, but I did watch this thing called Untold: The Fall of Favre on Netflix, which is about Brett Favre. How fucking dumb he is.
You watch that?
I did because I hate Brett Favre. So
I know you do.
I was
That's
like,
why I was like, really? Okay.
you know what? I'll watch that. Yeah, not a smart guy. So
No.
he's like a Ben Roethlisberger level idiot. Except he went further than Ben Roethlisberger. So kudos to him for being absolutely terrible. Um, I watched this movie called Drop, which was quite good. It's a thriller. And it's about
Hmm.
it's a kind of a bottle episode as far as the movie goes. Bottle episode means that it all takes place in the same room. And
Okay.
basically, what happens is this woman's out on a date. She hasn't dated anyone since her husband died 5 years ago, and she keeps getting apple drops telling her, you know, basically to kill her date. And
Oh.
and she doesn't know who's doing it. She doesn't know if the guy she's dating is doing it. But there's an
Uh-huh.
intruder in her house, and who is and her daughter, her sister, and her son are in the house, and there's a guy in there who's going to kill her family if she doesn't do what they want. Pretty good movie, I will admit.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I would definitely watch it. Like it's like if you want like of a thriller, it's not really a horror movie. It's like a thriller. But
Mhm.
the whole time I was like, oh shit, so. I watched this movie called My Old Ass, which stars Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It's on
very,
the list.
very, very cute. I finally watched it. It's been on my list for a long, long time. Very cute movie, big emotional ass at the end. It's just real good. I watched the Riff Tracks version of Old. I'd never seen that movie.
Oh.
That's an M Night Shyamalan movie about how people go to a beach and get old and die for some reason.
I
Um,
don't even know I'd heard of that movie. To be
I
honest with you.
watched it.
yeah,
Fucking yeah.
it doesn't make
Sucks.
a lot of
Yeah.
sense. But if you watch it with the Riff Tracks version,
Riff Tracks, I will watch that.
that's
Fuck
a lot
yeah.
more. It's a
That
lot more
sounds
fun.
great. Yeah.
I plug this show every time for the last many years that we've done this. But Resident Alien season 4 has started.
Oh, I need to I'm gonna start that tonight. God damn it.
You
Yep.
should. It is this is the last season 4, and it is on fire. It is so good.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely, and I encourage everyone out there to
Do you
watch.
recommend watching it from the beginning
Oh yeah,
or
absolutely.
just
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's you have to watch it from the beginning, and great. I mean, just great cliffhangers, great story. Anyway, you'll enjoy.
I
Um,
like that lead guy. What is the actor's name?
Alan Tudyk. He's
Yeah.
great, and in the new season, he plays two different characters, and it's so fun to watch him be two different. Like because he plays himself, who's an alien in human form, and he basically plays another alien in his form. So he's playing
Okay.
totally different
Huh.
types of. Yeah, no,
That's cool.
it's really good. So Resident Alien, you'll love it. It's great.
Okay.
I know this is a very old. It's uh northern exposure vibes with a sci-fi.
I loved
Okay.
Northern Exposure.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. I mean, and I can't think of
Big
hardly
fan.
any other shows that I would refer that to, but definitely worth
I put
watching.
that up there with Wings too. Those two I think coincided in my brain for a while. So yeah, I
Yeah.
will check it out.
There's a new documentary from uh, on Disney Plus called The Ocean, which is uh, David Attenborough thing.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I
I'm glad
really
you watched a documentary, Tice.
I'll watch a documentary if it's about science or history. I usually won't watch it if
But
it's
not true crime.
not true
Nope.
crime.
He won't come over to our side.
Sorry, I have to watch
Sorry.
those by myself. I do watch them sometimes, but anyway, everyone should watch The Ocean. It's on Disney Plus. I'm sure it's on Hulu too,
Okay.
because those are the same things now. But The Ocean, I learned some shit that I had no idea what was going on. So it is the first half is devastating, and the second half is a little bit better. So highly recommend. I watched this animated movie called Predator: Killer of Killers. It was the
Hmm.
ultimate 12-year-old Tyson experience like I have not had in a long time. It's an animated show, and it's 3 different vignettes about uh, Vikings fighting a predator, then samurai ninjas fighting a predator, and then
Can
World
you
War.
tell I'm taking a quick nap with my eyes open
Yeah, I
right
can
now?
tell. I can tell. And then World War
So
II fighting pilots with predators, and then
And yes, I did that to myself.
no, it's
it,
fine.
it,
You just
you deserve it.
you
Nobody
deserve it.
can
Yeah,
but you.
you did. Yeah,
Nobody can
that's
but
right.
you.
You earned it.
At an hour and 27 minutes, Tyson gave me the look. I have been working on this entire show.
Actually, to be fair, I said, this is a Tyson 12-year-old thing. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but
Well, good. I'm glad.
if you're not a Predator fan and you're not an animation fan and you don't like Vikings or ninjas or cool shit, you probably won't like
There it is. There.
it.
If you're a
He's wanted
total
some ninja
fucking
star.
Philistine, you won't appreciate.
No, but honestly though, it is very much like most people probably won't like it. But I enjoyed it.
It's an acquired
It
taste.
is an acquired taste, but I enjoyed
That's
it,
fine.
and it was quite funny. I want to plug the Daily Show June 16th episode because John Mulaney's on it, and it's almost entirely about
Oh,
the boy.
fuck. I got to watch
It's
that.
all
Okay.
about the boy fight, pretty much the whole
Yes.
thing.
All right.
And so
Perfect.
that's really good. So June 16th, Daily Show. It's a Jon Stewart episode. So there's a
Was it a Monday?
yeah,
Was
it was
it
a Monday.
it
Yeah.
was a Monday. Okay, I
So
think we missed that
it
somehow.
was
Yeah.
last Monday. not
Okay,
last.
we pretty religiously watch Daily Show on Monday, so
There was
we'll check
no
that.
one. There wasn't one this week, but last week but yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely check it out. It's long too. It's like an hour. It's the
Oh,
longest one
damn.
I've
Okay.
He
seen.
just goes as long as he
Yeah,
feels
he
like,
doesn't
which I
give a
Fuck
love.
shit.
yeah.
Like that's awesome. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
Like
it.
it's John fucking Stewart. Like he is this station. Like
yeah,
yeah, just
exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
let him
that's
go.
literally it. Yeah.
like when he came
Yeah.
back, he was like, I don't know what's going on with Comedy Central. They don't do anything. You know, this the 11:30. You know, they just let us do this thing, whatever that is.
Uh-huh.
Um, I watched this show called Adults on FX. It's basically like the new. They said it's like the new Friends. You know, so
Nick Kroll is behind that, correct?
he is,
Okay.
and I will say that it is enjoyable. It
Okay.
is. It's like you know, like it's like Friends if they happen to save some PCP and do some PCP, just for fun kind of thing.
Sweet. Okay.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend watching that. And this is like kind of a soft plug. There's this thing called there's a stand up called Justin Willman Magic Lover on Netflix, and it is a stand up magic show. I could not care less about that particular type of show,
Okay.
but I was on my side, so I watched it, and and as far as that sort of nonsense goes, it's enjoyable
Not
enough
bad.
for
All right.
for the family, and he kind of won me
Should
over.
others watch it on their side as well to get the
Yeah,
total
I am
enjoyment
also
out of it? Okay.
I
100%.
think to get that fully trapped feeling where you can't
Mm.
go anywhere
Okay.
for
All right.
Okay.
45 minutes.
Done.
Um,
Might try that.
but I will say that he said that I will say that he said that he said that anyway. He basically opened it with a joke. He said that he said magicians are the chiropractors of the entertainment world, and I thought that was very funny. So anyway, not a lot of respect. As far as music goes,
Yes.
Lifeguard put out a new record. If you're not familiar with Lifeguard, they're on Matador Records. They're like 17 and 19 and 19, and they rip. So highly recommend checking that out.
They rip. Okay.
And they are the name of the new record is called, and I don't have it, but it's called Ripped and Torn. I guess that's why I came up with the word ripped. Um, so a couple other things that came out this week. The Smoking Popes put out a new single called
Oh,
Allegiance.
nice.
Yes.
I missed that. Oh crap.
Love it.
Yeah, and that it features Scott Lucas from Local H. So he's on that. He's on
Oh
that cut.
shit.
So
Nice.
it's a pretty good song. And then this is kind of a weird one. Nobody seems to know about this band, but I think they're pretty great. The band's called Pretty Rude, and the name of the record is Ripe. It's their first record. For fans of The Cars, Fountains of Wayne.
Ooh, I'm
Uh,
in.
yeah,
Yep, I'm down.
I think that's all I really need to say. You're gonna like what you hear. So
What was the name of that band again?
Pretty Rude, like as
Pretty
in
rude. Okay.
Pretty Rude, and yeah, it's like kind of a fun little thing going on here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I would, as far as if you're just looking for something to listen to that's an easy listen and fun, check this out. Also, they have a
Okay.
couple of videos out that are pretty good as well. What was the other thing? Do I have anything? Oh, I got to think of an unplug. Okay, go ahead. I'm done.
You do need an unplug.
All right, Smith. Those are good plugs.
Those were good plugs. I have just a handful of things that we have watched over the last couple of weeks. I'm sure I am missing some, but these are what I remembered 5 minutes before showtime. So
Yep.
here we are.
Love that
Couple,
show prep.
all from Netflix. All from
Okay.
Netflix. Starting off with my favorite, and this was it's a decade old. I'm not exactly sure what it originally aired on, but it's a David Duchovny show called Aquarius. And it takes place with David Duchovny as a detective
Huh.
during the late 60s during the Manson murders. And it is kind of a hybrid of true story, kind of mapping his tracking of the Manson family and also kind of some ancillary kind of crimes. It's awesome. Like it's so
Okay.
good. Like it's really, really, really good. They only did 2 seasons. Unfortunately, it does look like it was one of those shows that got canceled when they were expecting
Oh
a
yeah.
third season.
Okay.
But it's exceptional. It's really, really, really good.
I'll watch
Huge
it.
David Duchovny fan.
Yeah,
So
me
yeah,
too.
it's quite good, quite good. So we discussed through that over the last couple weeks. Also on Netflix there is a series on Netflix called Trainwreck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They did episodes about the I think the Fire Fest, and they've done all the anyway. In their
Oh,
latest one,
yes. Okay.
it's like 40 minutes long. It's called Mayor of Mayhem,
Oh,
and it's
shit. I was going to watch that last night. Is it good?
it's super quick.
Okay.
It's about like it actually winds up being kind of sad, which is kind of unexpected. But like it's
Yeah,
about the mayor of Toronto who got caught smoking crack,
Right,
and
yeah,
I remembered the story.
I
Like it
do
was a
too.
big
Yeah.
story when it happened. And so anyway, just real kind of quick shot. Totally worth watching. Uh, final plug anyway is Titan, which is Netflix's documentary take on the
Oh,
Titan
yes.
submersible. I will tell you the Discovery Channel one is better,
I
bar
was
none. Like,
wondering, okay, I'm not going to watch
yeah.
it.
So, well, I like your opinion. If you get super bored, did you watch because
I
the
did. And I
Discovery one
really
was
liked it a
exceptional.
lot. And
Hey,
then a part of me was like, I don't know if I need to watch this Netflix one.
You don't, yeah.
Okay.
Other than for commentary purposes, and add value to the show, which so no. Uh,
I did start watching that, and I got vetoed, but I am gonna finish it because it looks interesting. Anyway,
but if you can find the documentary, I think it was on like Hulu, or I can't
yeah, no,
remember
that's
which
the one I
one.
started. It was
Yeah,
the yeah.
it's better.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
better. So, and
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
funny
And
because
I
like
liked it.
you could tell they got like different exclusives with like different people, so it like has like the other
Ah,
people you didn't talk to, but the Discovery one was so much better. And I do
okay.
have an unplug to when we circle
To
around
when
and get
we
back to
do
that
the
one. So yeah,
unplugging. Okay, those are
absolutely.
good. I will check them out. I'll run through these real quick. There's a new series on Apple Plus called Stick, starring Owen Wilson and Mark Maron. It is quite good. It's very cute and funny, and it's just Mark Maron being Mark Maron in my mind, which is pretty funny. And then there is a couple movies that I finally watched that the guys have already watched. One is Sinners. I loved it. Fucking great. One of
Yeah.
my favorites this year. And the other is Pee Wee as himself.
Oh
Uh, God damn it. My favorite
yeah.
documentary of the year so far. Unbelievable. Paul Rubens.
Yeah,
Forever in my
yeah,
heart.
yeah.
Everyone should watch it. It's phenomenal. And then I watched a new movie called The Surfer with our patron saint, Nick Cage.
How is
You
that?
How
guys
was
need
it?
to
I've been
watch
curious
it.
about that. Okay, all
It's
right.
very good. It's like a
Excellent,
weird
excellent.
psychological thriller. Like, I can't even compare it to anything that I've seen recently. Maybe his movie Mandy. Like, there are a lot of like
Oh,
weird
Okay.
parallels on in terms of like the weird spectrum. Goddamn, Nick Cage. He does some shit in that made me gag. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys got to watch it. Um, this will come as a surprise to no one, but I saw the new Wes Anderson movie in theater, The Phoenician Scheme, starring Benicio del Toro, who is phenomenal. And it is officially my number 4 favorite Wes Anderson
Wow.
film.
Wow. That's wow.
I love that man
What
so
are your
much.
out of
yeah,
curiosity,
yeah,
what are your
yeah,
top
yeah,
three?
yeah. I mean, where
Yeah.
and where did
Top is Royal Tenenbaums. Sorry, it just is.
that was your first one though, right? Is
That
that?
was my no. Rushmore was the first
Oh,
Wes
okay.
Anderson movie I ever watched. Then I watched Bottle Rocket. Then it was Royal Tenenbaums. Probably because I come from a broken home. So there is like that sort of thing there.
There you go.
Um, and then my second favorite, it goes back and forth, but I think it might be Grand Budapest Hotel. It's a great movie. It's like perfectly art directed, unbelievable. And then third, I think is The Life Aquatic with
Okay.
Steve Zissou. Mostly because of Willem Dafoe's character in it, who is adorable. Um, and then it just kind of goes from there. All the other ones, we watched French Dispatch last night, and I was like, "This is good," but it was very like disjointed. Whatever, we can talk about it later
I
over
like that.
beers.
I mean, I thought Astro City moved into my top three when I saw that.
I would say Asteroid City's like somewhere between like 6 and 7,
Well,
probably. It's up there
you
though.
are the connoisseur, though. To be fair, so,
I am,
you
but it's borderline fanatic. I need some sort of like break from that. So anyway, I love the man. Keep doing what you're doing, Wes. Um, and then we saw 28 Years Later, which Alex Garland wrote and then Danny Boyle directed. fucking phenomenal. It's my favorite movie of the year. Everybody needs to see it in the theater. The
Okay.
third act was completely surprising, so emotional, really just like pulls at the heartstrings. And then at the very end, it's a beautiful setup because he's going to do 2 more movies after this. So that's all I'm going to say. You guys have to go see it.
Do you
Okay.
just have to see 28 Days Later? Is that the only thing you have to see before this?
Okay, that's a good question. I would watch 28 Days Later because that was their first, zombie movie together. And it has Cillian Murphy, and it's phenomenal what they did with an $8 million budget to make it look how they made it look. And it's a great way to kind of set up the story. And then they had 28 Months Later, I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I was
Yeah.
confused
Yeah.
about.
There was
Yeah.
Yeah.
another. There's a yeah.
Do you not
Which
do you not
Danny
need
Boyle
that?
did not direct, but him and Alex, I think, produced.
Okay.
And that one was okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you just need to see the first one and then the second, because I've never seen
Yeah.
the first one. So,
I would watch both, but you have to watch the first one before you go to see 28 Years Later.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And then I'm going to do this real quick. So Tyson, many, many, many moons ago, bought me this poster, and I finally had it framed, and I'm going to put it in my bathroom soon.
hey,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
oh shit!
Very nice.
I'm so happy you have it.
Yeah. It's so cool. For the people who aren't on YouTube, it's So I Married an Axe Murder movie poster, and it's signed by Mike Myers, Brenda Fricker, Charles Grodin, Phil Hartman, Amanda Plummer. Yeah, it's great.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So, and it's going in my bathroom.
Sweet.
I can't wait to pee there.
Yeah, me too.
Everyone can pee in it.
I think I got that for you for being in the wedding. I think.
It was, yeah.
I just remember like trying to find one signed by Phil Hartman was a pain in my ass. But
Thanks, Tice.
you're welcome. I'm glad.
And we just noticed for the first time, I'm an idiot, that Charles Grodin signed it because it's like over some of the type and you can't really tell who it is. And Jonas this past weekend was like, "Is that Anthony LaPaglia?" And then his eyes got big and he's like, "No, it's Charles Grodin." And I'm like,
Nice.
"Oh my God." Yeah, super cool.
Here's a stupid little story about that. When they sent it to me, they sent me a Clerks poster signed by like a bunch of the Clerks people.
Uh-huh.
But they sent it to the wrong person, and they freaked out. They're like, "Oh my god!" They're like, "Oh, you have to send it back. We already sold it." Blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Okay, all right, well." I was like, "Take it easy." Like every day, email, boom, boom, boom. I was like,
Oh,
"Fine,
shit.
fine."
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
I never
you're a
even
good
opened it
person
because
for sending it back because some people wouldn't.
Yes, you are.
that's true.
You're right.
But they had yours, so they had leverage. I needed yours. Anyway,
Thank you.
well,
Such a nice gift. All right, unplugs.
Unplugs.
We have 1 minute left. I'm going to unplug this thing, and it's just been irritating. So I have been interviewing for jobs.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The indecision and waiting for them to email back if you've made it to the next step is my unplug this week. Because
Sorry, Tiz. God damn it.
because I got one job, I had 2 interviews, and then there's a third interview, the final interview, and I'm like, come on, email me, you guys. I don't want to call them assholes because they might hire me. But so my unplug is trying to find a job. That's a weird one, but I'm gonna do it. Not even my eyeball. Trying to find.
Damn, that's worse than your eyeball. Okay, Jesus Christ. All right.
All right. I will come up with a much funnier unplug tomorrow.
Right,
Next
my
week.
quick.
I was gonna
quick
say we're doing
unplug-
another show tomorrow. Holy shit. Okay.
Should we owe them?
We do.
My quick unplug is iOS 26.
Oh
Oh.
shit.
I've I've always used the developer program, and so I get the beta of it, and it got a lot of grief for sort of being because they're going back to the translucent view. It is a hodgepodge of arguing graphic designers. There are good parts, but oh
God
my
fucking
god,
damn it. I'm not
it
looking
is
forward to updating.
inconsistent. It is inconsistent, and it will, mark my words, will not roll out in its current form.
Oh wow.
It works fine.
Wow.
It's operationally fine, but the translucency thing just
They
it
were,
just
dude, on one of the podcasts I listened to, the tech podcast, they were shitting on that for like 10 minutes. just on that specific part. Like
It's
nobody
just it
likes
just
it.
looks the problem is that it just looks dumb over like certain backgrounds
Yeah.
and like it just I get that they wanted to do a refresh, they needed to, but unfortunately Apple is not an innovative company anymore. They're 2 years behind on AI. They can't get their shit together. They're, I think, going to be. I think we're going to see Apple take a big.
The Tim
Yeah,
cookie is crumbling, for
it,
sure.
hey, I like it. Yes, yes, yes. He's a Tim raisin cookie, and it just leaves. You're like, ooh, are those chocolate chips? No, they're fucking raisins. Anyway, that's my unplug.
That's fucking funny and true. God, it
I,
makes me sad. It really breaks my
does.
heart.
It
You
does.
guys know
I
I
know.
love Apple, so
You do. I do too. I do too. They
yeah,
did some innovative things, but it's just that was
not
yeah, it's like
anymore.
not anymore, unfortunately. So,
Yeah. R.I.P.
what are you
Apple.
pulling out of the socket this week?
All right, you guys are gonna be like, Jesus Christ. This is literally what I wrote. And just like that, season 2 on HBO Max, which is hot formulaic garbage, and I can't stop watching it. It's god awful. It is
I
terrible.
mean,
Like
the
it is
promo
like
looked terrible. Like, oh
unbelievable.
yeah. Oh, oh.
I mean, Cynthia Nixon, as someone in the LGBTQIA community, should be ashamed of herself. And Rosie O'Donnell, who makes a special appearance in the first episode,
Oh
which is
boy.
weird, and wearing a very strange wig, and I cannot.
But
Let's just
your
stop. Let's just
eyeballs are
stop
peeled.
with
All
all.
right. All
Yeah,
right.
it's just
We'll
all
stop. All
bad.
right.
It's all bad.
All right.
I'd
All
rather.
right.
I'd seen that it was getting bad reviews, but I don't have any context. I never watched any of it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, I want you guys to try something. Try watching a full episode without drinking this next week. See if you can do it.
Can I
Okay.
eat
All right.
something?
Or
All right.
no.
No, I can't eat.
All right.
You just really have to pay attention to what is happening. And then let me know, pause it when you absolutely have to take a drink and or shot of something.
Okay.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
That's like
That's all.
our personal ice bucket challenge. I like it.
It really is, yeah.
It is. It is. It is. I got a
Fuck that
colonoscopy
show.
coming up, so I can't do like anything for an entire day. So I'll just slide it into that day. It'll be like the day.
Just work.
Yeah.
Just
The
make sure
day
you.
of
Slide it in,
nothing,
so it'll slide right back out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
with the other
so
shit.
to speak. So to
make sure you
speak.
start
Yeah.
workshopping your bit at the colonoscopy. So it's when they.
I
Oh
will. I will
yeah.
definitely do
You
that. Yeah.
gotta outdo
Well,
Tyson.
Yeah, I don't.
well, it's gonna be hard. I'm getting my wisdom teeth out. I'm getting like knocked. I'm like going under like twice in like 5 days. So
Oh
I'm gonna get
my.
to
That
workshop it a bit.
reminds me, Smith, somebody needs to record you in the car ride home. Because after I got my wisdom teeth out, my mom said that I don't remember this. I don't remember anything I said other than my mom laughing her ass off saying, I wish I had a camcorder. Somebody needs to be
Oh
recording you.
man, that's
And that's how it is
terrifying.
with
All
everyone.
right.
Sorry.
Is this
Maybe I
real
should.
life kind of?
Maybe I should like
Yeah.
pay the Uber driver extra to like pretend he's a family member. I think not a word. Uh,
Oh God. Amazing. All right, guys. Always a
all
pleasure.
right.
Mm.
Absolutely. Good to see you guys.
Good
Miss
to
you.
You
see you guys
too.
too.
Miss you too. What will you do? It's been a while.
I
Oh,
know.
Uh-oh. He didn't think of it. Busted.
oh,
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Better than I had.
Is that a
Yeah.
back scratcher with only 3 prongs?
yes.
Oh my god. Damn it, Tyson.
Broke it.
If I break one more off, it'd be like read between the lines kind of thing.